Hey gang, Fred here, VE3FAL from Ontario Northwest Bushcrafter and Outdoors. There's been some questions as to hooking up the FX9A using the supplied USB cable. Don't mind the shack, I don't do much operating in here and it's never clean. But basically the supplied cable that came with the FX9A only gives you rig control via the program, whether it's FLDigi using Kenwood TS590 specs, and you have rig control, but you do not have push to talk. At least I haven't been able to get the push to talk to work via that. What I am using though is a SignalLink USB that I'm using. My FX9A is the older version, so it is only 3-pin, not 4 like the new ones. I'm not sure how the 4-pin is wired. And what I do is I take the power from, or not the power, but sorry, the audio from the speaker, and I put that into my SignalLink. If I want to hear the signal on the radio, what I do is I just attach the external speaker, and then I'm able to hear the audio, instead of watching, say, the waterfall. I completed 2 QSOs this morning before the bands really picked up. One of them was into Florida, and the other one was actually a fellow who lives just down the street here, who's just getting into digital operating, VA3LU, and I worked him. And I had a 599 signal report running the 5 watts into Florida this morning, running FLDigi. So if I just open up my logbook here, if I go back here, I see that I worked Terry VA3LU, who's in Thunder Bay, and before that I worked Kilowatt 9 Zulu Foxtrot Quebec, Charles, who is in Florida, and I got a 599. He was also a 599 here. So it does work. Again, everything is controlled through the SignalLink, and as you can see, I'm running the not the USB cable, but yeah, it's a USB. It's the RJ45 cable. It's just an old Ethernet cable that I actually hacked and I used, and that's what I'm running the FX9A on. So it does work. It does heat up. The radio does heat up, but it doesn't heat up really, really bad. At least I don't find it. I mean, it does get warm. It's going to get warm. But it's not too bad at all. So we've got Kilowatt Papa 4 Romeo Yankee calling CQ here right now as well, and his frequency is here, and it looks like there was just a QSO finishing here with Whiskey November 2 Tango and a Kilowatt Golf 5 Mike Romeo Golf as well calling. So we do have KP9RY on frequency. And if I go to my reception reports here, you can see who I am hearing and who I'm talking to. And what have we got here? That's the fella I talked to. That's Charles there, Kilowatt 9 Zulu Foxtrot Quebec down in Florida. Up to myself here, I see Texas. We have 2 stations in Texas on. We have 1 in California on, and of course we have 3 down in Florida. So again, the FX9A, I have the older version. I am running just the 3-pin connector into the microphone jack on the FX9A speaker output to the SignalLink, and I am running an older Ethernet cable that I hacked for this job. So again, the FX9A with FLDigi here. HRD does work. I prefer FLDigi myself, so that's what we're running. And everything seems to work fine, and no problems with having a QSO on PSK or other modes for that matter, and good reports all the way around. No issues with the audio on the other end or the signal being too wide. So this is Fred, VE3FAL, Ontario Northwest Bushcrafter and Outdoors, saying 7-3 guys, and get out and train out in the bush, operate, and enjoy. Talk to you guys later.